see my video right, yeah?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, if you can make everyone silent and mute everyone, and just in order of the speakers, if you can, if each speaker can unmute each speaker themselves, that will be fine. Okay, hello everybody. My name is Hakan and I'm hosting this webinar from London today. I have always been involved in education of young people at different capacities as a teacher, as a consultant, and finally as a head teacher. And today I'm here as one of the founders and the UK representative of Cognita Consultancy. I would like to welcome you all to the third of the Cognita Online Study Abroad webinar. We are expecting participants from Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Ethiopia, and the UK today. Wherever you are, I hope you are all safe and well on these unprecedented days. The whole humanity is at war with a tiny virus, which has changed our habits, ways of conducting our social life, education, and business. As much as we are worried about our loved ones, our dreams, or showing an act of kindness like speaking to a friend that we haven't called for a long time, or saying, and our Study UK expert who will share valuable information and advice with us today. I will try to finish the program within 1.5 hours as planned. However, please accept my apologies now if we have to exceed our time slightly to answer as many questions as possible at the end of the program. So you can send your questions. You can send your questions using the chat box function on Zoom or on YouTube if you are joining us from our YouTube channel today. I hope you all hear me well, and please check your device audio if you cannot at this moment.
We can hear.
Okay, before introducing our speakers, I would like to give a brief information about Cognita Consultancy. Cognita is a UK-based consultancy company with a growing network of more than 100 partner universities and colleges in popular university destinations such as the UK, USA, Canada, Australia, or emerging student destinations in Asia and Europe. Currently, we have 6 branches in the UK, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Ethiopia, and Ukraine. Our main advantage and difference from other companies, though, is that we have local representatives in almost every country we are sending our students to. So when they go to study in any country we are representing the universities from, they will find a local support team. So our services are not limited to counseling, application, and preparation in the sending country, but also local services such as meeting and greeting, networking, social events, and acting as a contact for any kind of emergencies. For example, we have a very dynamic East African Student Society in the UK, whose members are willing to support the new students arriving to the UK. Our services may vary at different branches, but mainly include help with preparation for exams, namely IELTS, TOEFL, SAT, ACT, or IMET, or in preparing for interviews for top universities and Ivy League colleges. Our trained and experienced staff can provide study abroad guidance and counseling and make applications to the undergraduate, postgraduate programs or online courses, mostly in the UK, USA, Canada, or other countries, other destinations that I have mentioned, but almost we have an option in every continent. Obviously, English-speaking universities and very interesting destinations. Or you can just get career advice based on your MAPP assessment report, which will help you to make an informative decision about your academic or professional choices, understanding your potential based on your skills and personality. And we also have other services like acting as an exam center for internationally recognized competitions and Olympiads. So you can get a certificate which will help you to get admission to any universities. So I think in a nutshell, these are what we are doing. So at the end of the webinar, if you have any questions about any aspects of our services, you're more welcome to ask, and we will try to answer your questions. I will share these contacts at the end of the program as well. Now, I would like to invite our first speaker, 𝗀𝗂𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, who is an undergraduate student from Tanzania, studying at University of Portsmouth at the moment. Hi, Joan. Let me stop sharing my screen so you can share your screen with us. Hi, Joan, can you hear us?
Yep, I can. Hello. Good morning.
Okay, hello. We would like to know about you, your university, and the course you are doing at the moment.
Yeah, sure. So my name is 𝗀𝗂𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, and I am currently in the University of Portsmouth, here in Portsmouth. I'm on my second year of business management and entrepreneurship. Yeah, so I think that's it. So today I've got a couple of slides showing you guys about my university, the buildings and the stuff that we have here in Portsmouth. So to begin with, this is our University of Portsmouth map. This map basically shows you where some of our buildings are, some of the famous places are, and some of our accommodations. So if you're a new student, you want to join here, and you're not really sure where the things are located, this map will show you exactly where the things are, the name of the buildings, and yeah, it's easy for anyone to get to the place because it is very direct and the city is so small, so it won't be such a hard job for you to know the places you want to go to or the buildings, the university buildings you want to go to. We've also got a lot of university programs here, just a few of them. We've got Faculty of Business, business schools and programs. We've got Faculty of Creative and Cultural Industries. We've got Faculty of Technology schools and programs. And within them, we've got other university programs as well. So this is not the only ones. If you Google the uni programs, you just find all of them listed there. There are a lot of them. So if you don't find that the one you're looking for is here, just Google them, then you'll find whatever you're looking for. Also, we've got our Nuffield Center. This is basically the university main building. It is mainly for supporting students with variety of services such as counseling services, student finance, international student advisors. So if you want a loan or you have any debts or anything you want the uni to assist you with, this is the place for you to go to. This deals with everything, including the international and every other student. We've also got our other university buildings here, just some of them. So our university buildings are quite scattered around the university area. They're not located in the same place. So like here we've got our building, this is Richmond building, and here we've got the University House. Here we've got 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 building, and we've got many other buildings that obviously I can't show you guys all of them. But yeah, if you go to this uni website, you find all the buildings there. We've also got our university library here. Here are just some of the views I could get, but it's quite big. It has all the resources a student might need. And we've also got other services within the university library that could essentially help the uni student to, you know, get through their assessments and assignments. So they're quite helpful, very helpful actually. We've also got our student union here. Here are just some of the pictures. So this is basically where university students meet up for a lot of activities usually take place here. So if there are shows, career, stuff like that, they're usually held here. It's quite big. So yeah, we've got that as well. And we've also got a lot of other attractions here in Portsmouth. So we've got a Spinnaker Tower, we've got HMS Victory. This is basically the Navy ship in the 1800s. So most people that come here usually go to these views to check out what we've got that could possibly attract them. And yeah, they're all located in 𝗪𝗏𝗄𝗃, and this one is located near 𝗪𝗏𝗄𝗃. It's, yeah, a few minutes walk from the university. We've also got a number of student accommodations. We've got a lot of them in here, just few mentioned. So yeah, we've also had visits last year and that's the beginning of this year as well from Mr. Hamza and Mr. Hakan. Here are some of the pictures we took. Yeah. So that's it. Here are my social media handles in case you have any more questions regarding my uni or any other things that you could possibly want to ask. Yeah, it's quite a good place you'd want to come and study. You know, we've got a lot of things. You've got, it's not that big obviously, but like it is a very good place for you to like come over and, you know, if you want peace, if you want good education, yeah, so please do contact me if you have any further questions. And I think
thank you very much, Joan.
What are your social media accounts?
Now, I'm going to invite, Joan, if you can stop sharing, okay. Now I'm going to invite Salim Ramadani, who is studying at University of South Wales in Cardiff. He's joining us from his home in Tanzania today. Salim, are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, Salim, what will you tell us about your experience in Cardiff so far?
I've just prepared a presentation.
Okay, if you have a presentation you can share with us.
Yes. My name is Salim Maulidi. Currently studying at the University of South Wales in Cardiff. So here's my short presentation, which explains all. This presentation includes the following: my uni life in Cardiff County, phase alumni, accessibility in UK, employment opportunities in UK. Starting with my uni life, I have recently done my first year, looking forward to my second year in the University of South Wales. The uni is located in Wales, western coast of United Kingdom. The university is quite well in different aspects, such as study courses provided, accommodations, and university society in general. So this is our uni here, at the picture here. So our uni, few buildings of our uni. So study courses provided. The university provides several courses, including aeronautical engineering, in which I am dealing with. The university has many facilities that helps much on acquiring the base knowledge that will help you on the practical basis of your field. In the field of aeronautics, there's a special lab in the 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 campus in Pontypridd. in which there's an airplane used mainly by the aeronautical and aircraft maintenance engineering students, which I'm one of them. Accommodations. The university is located at a quiet place, which is suitable for both on-campus and off-campus accommodation. The university provides the on-campus accommodation of different standards, from the Glamorgan Court to the Mountain Halls apartments. So here are some of the pictures. So these are Mountain Halls apartments. The university society in general. The university consists of people from different countries in which you get to know each other and share different cultures. The university also provides different activities such as sports tournaments. I can see our soccer field, several kinds of parties. Like here, we had a party and seminar that helps much in knowing company that deals with your field of study, in which may help on finding internships. Life in Cardiff County. Cardiff is a city and the capital of Wales. It is the United Kingdom's 11th largest city. Cardiff is also known as the seat of arcades. It has the biggest concentration of Victorian, Edwardian, and modern day indoor shopping arcades in Britain. 𝗪𝗲 alumni. Being a 𝗪𝗲 graduate helps much in settling at any Suri in UK. Our instructor, Hakan normally visits the 𝗪𝗲 graduates in different cities in UK. He also arranges some meetings in which you get to know our fellow 𝗪𝗲 graduates studying in UK. So here's our photo when we went to Swansea and we met some of our fellow 𝗪𝗲 graduates. Accessibility in UK. UK is highly developed on transport and transport network. People move easily from one city to another. Buses and trains are highly used when moving from one city to another in UK. For my first year in UK, I have managed to visit different cities and towns such as Manchester, London, Newport, Bristol, Coventry, and Swansea. Here are some of my pictures in Manchester when I went to the match of Manchester United versus Everton, December. Employment opportunities. The UK immigration currently proposed a new system in which from September 2020, any student enrolling at a UK university can stay in the UK after graduation for up to 2 years in order to look for work related to their degree to their degree or course. This system helped most of the international students to find different jobs related to the field of study. So that's it.
Okay, thank you very much, Salim. It was very, very good and informative. Actually, I would like to thank both Joan and Salim, who have given us information about their universities, the cities, the courses, and some insight about the student life in their own universities. And Salim has mentioned some of our activities, networking activities, visiting our students in different universities, and our support services in the UK. Now, thank you very much. Our first university representative, Miss Diana Banks, will give us information about one of the most prestigious universities in the UK, University of Exeter, available courses, admissions, and more. So, Ms. Banks, thank you very much for joining us. If you're ready, you can start your presentation.
No problem. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being able to join today. It's really great to see so many of you being able to attend. Hold on. Okay, I've got my screen up now. So as Hakan said, my name is Diana Banks and I am a recruitment manager working for inter-university partnerships. The University of Exeter is one of our partner universities. And today I'll be discussing this university in quite a fair bit of detail for you. So the University of Exeter is located in the southwest of England. It's part of the prestigious Russell Group universities. I don't know if you know much about the Russell Group, but it's a group of UK universities It's kind of an equivalent of the US Ivy League universities, and it's a group of universities that are committed to providing a very high level of education and research. So if you were to study at Exeter, you would fly into Heathrow Airport. From there, it's only a 2-hour train ride to Exeter. Nothing is stopping you really from going to London on a weekend. As I said, it's only a 2-hour train ride. There's also a fairly big city close by as well. It's about an hour train ride away, and it's the city of Bristol. Although a lot of our students do tend to stay on campus and at Exeter during their studies because there are a lot of things for you to do. So the university really prides itself on student satisfaction. And you can see here that we have been ranked quite highly for student satisfaction. So we've been ranked 3rd in the UK for student satisfaction overall, top 10 for overall student experience, and Exeter in general has been ranked as one of the safest cities in England. And you can see here some of the examples of the group activities that our students get up to. Overall, apart from student satisfaction, the academic side of things is also very important to us. So we have consistently been ranked within 150 top worldwide university rankings for the last 4 years. And that's a really amazing achievement, considering there are over, well, there's thousands and thousands of universities worldwide. Overall in the UK, we're ranked 12th. And we've also been ranked top 40 for the most international university in the world. So what would there be for you to do at the university? Well, there are over 280 clubs and societies. You can see some of the examples here of our students having fun. So anything from a surf club to international student club, various different sports clubs. The university has also been voted as top sports university a few years ago. So there's really loads of different things that you can do on campus. I would also like to talk about our industrial experience. So many of our undergraduate degrees offer a placement year. So a placement year would happen during your 3rd year, and it will be a full year for you to get some work experience. This means that your degree would last for 4 years, not 3 years. And how it would work is you'd study for your 1st and 2nd year. In your 2nd year, with the help of our career service, you would start looking into applying for jobs. And you would typically earn between £19,000 and £23,000 in the 3rd year. So you would have a full year away from studying. And then you'd come back in the 4th year to complete your degree, and focus on your dissertation. This is a really great advantage for international students like you, because when you complete your degree, it then puts you in front of any other candidates that would be applying for jobs, because you'd already have that 1 year of work experience. And here are some of the examples of our students during the work placements. And here's some examples of the companies that they've worked for. So you can see there are many big international companies like Apple, Microsoft, Disney, Adidas, and so on. I would also like to talk about our interesting engineering and entrepreneurship degree. I don't know if any of you here are engineering students or interested in studying in engineering. So this degree is a pioneering program aimed at aspiring engineers and designers with a flair for business. You could actually put your engineering idea at the end of the 3rd year to a panel of judges and be in a chance of winning a £10,000 grant and the chance to take forward your business with the university's support. You would work during your degree on a real world projects with industry partners, and you'd attend talks and seminars given by experienced entrepreneurs and business leaders. The course, of course, is accredited by the Institution of Engineering and Technology. So this is a very, very exciting and interesting degree that some of you might want to consider. Apart from that, of course, I mentioned the placement year. So as probably you can tell, employability is quite important to us. So we want to prepare you for, the next step. So we do have a great career service. We have a career zone where you can get help with, preparing for your interviews, how to apply for jobs, practice interviews with colleagues, attend workshops, and so on. You could as well enhance your CV by becoming a member of a society, of a committee. You could do some volunteering, and you can do, travel and work abroad. So all of that the university can help you with. Apart from that, it's easy to find part-time jobs as a student, and to kind of build and do some networking and make some connections. The university again can help you with that. And here's an example of Lisa's journey. As you can see here, she has done a lot of extracurricular activities, and that's what I was trying to explain. So she's been a brand ambassador at the University for 𝗥𝗡𝗵𝗍. She's been a resident life mentor. She's worked at the International Welcome Team. She's joined the Turkish Society, Women in Business Society, Asian Society, Management with Marketing Society. Apart from that, she's also had an Operations Spring intern job at Goldman Sachs in London. She's also worked as a financial advisory intern at Grant Thornton in Abu Dhabi, and she's been a brand ambassador for the university. So this is a perfect example of a student, taking advantage of the help that we are able to provide them. Now moving on to INTO and our international student courses. So on campus of the university here, you can see the INTO building. That's where we provide international courses at undergraduate and postgraduate level for students just like you. And I'll move on to talk about that in detail. So you can see here, the INTO building is located on campus of the main university. There are over 75 different nationalities studying at us with INTO, and you would at least get 20+ hours of contact a week. And here, I think this sums it up really, really well. So 𝗪𝗔 from Turkey is explaining that she was nervous at first, wondering if she'd be able to make any friends or adjust to living on her own. But after a week or so, she saw that there was nothing to worry about. Making friends, she says, is easy since everyone else is in the same position as you are, and living by yourself is not so scary when everyone here is really supportive. So this is, a crucial part for us at INTO. We have designed the international student courses to help you with your journey in the UK. And this is our most important priority, to make your life as easy as possible and make INTO your home away from home. I'm not sure what's happened with my presentation, but some marks have come up, but anyways, I'll just carry on. So what courses do we offer? We offer an international foundation, and then we offer an international year 1 program. Both of these would lead you onto your undergraduate degree. I think the international year 1 program might be of most interest to you. So we would be looking for you to have done A-levels or IB. We can also accept local high school certificates, but with higher grades. And we'd need you to have an IELTS of 6.0, and you'd then progress on to year 2 and 3 of your undergraduate degree. So these are the examples of the pathways with INTO University of Exeter. And you can see here the international year 1 course. We've got accounting and finance, biosciences, engineering, management, business economics, mathematics with accounting, economics, finance and management, and psychology. And then a various different range of foundation programs. So these are the ones that I would recommend you looking into a little bit more closely. So the international year 1 pathway, what it is, it's the same length of study for you guys as a normal degree. So you would still be studying for 3 years, but with additional academic and English support in the first year. It would be kind of an ease, and it would enable you to ease the transition to UK study. You would only be studying with international students, so that will make it a lot easier for you. You would jump ahead by progressing to year 2 of your chosen degree. You would study alongside university students too, and get to know your classmates ahead of year 2. And you'd benefit from world-class university facilities and equipment. So there's really great sports facilities on campus. There are, everything else that you can think of, library, accommodation, everything's on campus. So everything is very accessible. And this year we have a new International Year 1 program in biosciences. So the university as well has been highly ranked for specific degrees. It's been ranked 10th in biological sciences in the UK, 6th in computer science in the UK, 11th in accounting and finance in the UK, and it's been ranked within top 100 in psychology in the world. So what would you receive? What is the difference between you studying straight away, going for an undergraduate degree, or studying with INTO? You would basically receive a lot of one-to-one support and a named academic tutor, which doesn't happen if you go directly in to a degree, because a lot of the academics don't always have that extra time to spend with you on an individual basis. You'd also receive additional English language guidance, given in essay writing, critical thinking, reference support, and grammatical support, which is essential for your degree studies. Our modules are created in collaboration with the university. The teaching is delivered through lectures, seminars, and academic tutorials. The programs are designed to develop key transferable skills, like assignment writing, exam preparation, time management, problem solving, and communication skills. And the module leaders and teachers are experienced in the fields, and they have worked in the industry. And here's just a couple of testimonials. And I think this story from Birhan really sums it up very well. He says, "I think INTO really helped me to learn how to study at the university. I'm glad I chose INTO because I might have missed out on that if I decided to go directly to the university. The teachers are really patient and try to emphasize and understand the cultural differences, which really helps." So that's the main difference. We do know that you as international students would need extra help and assistance because it is a big shock to the system moving from a completely different country coming to the UK. And here are some happy faces of our students on their graduation day. And lastly, but not least, scholarships. Yes, we do offer scholarships. So typically the maximum scholarship amount will be £3,000. These you'd really have to apply for early. So I would not leave like a late application. If you were to start studying, let's say in September this year, I would apply ASAP because it's already a little bit late. When it comes to Corona and the whole situation, I know some of you may be, interested in what's happening. So we are looking to enable students to start their courses online if that will have to happen. Of course, we would prefer you to have, you on campus, but all of our current students are doing remote learning. So there are already things in place for students to be able to study online. So we'll be giving our students a few options. You could defer your place till next intake. With these foundation and international year 1 programs, you would actually be able to start in January too. You could instead also consider perhaps deferring to the next September. That will be absolutely fine. Or you could start your course online and then arrive when you're ready. So that's it from me. Here's my email address if you want to contact me. And I will stop sharing now.
Thank you very much, Diana. Actually, most students are concerned about how the environment at the university is going to be for international students, what support they are going to get, and also what pathways or opportunities available for them after their graduation. So you have given us information how INTO is making it a welcoming and easy experience for international students and about the employability after graduating from a University of Exeter program. And also, I'm sure that we have some future engineers among us who will take this opportunity to apply for the grant for the new program, engineering program you have mentioned. Thank you very much. If you have any questions at the end, if you stay with us, we can get some of the answers from you, hopefully. And now I would like to invite Anthony Omita, who is probably the most experienced student among our East African alumni in the UK. He has finished his undergraduate and master's and now completing his PhD in University College London. His research area is in pharmacy, very important area nowadays. We are all trying to find a cure for COVID-19. And welcome, Tony. Are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Can you tell us about your journey from the Light Academy in Nairobi to the PhD in UCL? Sure. What advice can you give to the students who may want to pursue a similar academic path like yours?
Sure. Thank you for having me, and thank you all for joining this morning. So I graduated from Light Academy in 2010. At that time, there was no Light International School. It was all just Light Academy. But while I was there, I studied the British curriculum. So after completing my GCSEs, I was fortunate enough to secure a place on the A-levels in the UK. And I joined this school called 𝗪𝗏𝗏 College, where I completed my A-levels. 𝗪𝗏𝗏 College is a boarding school in the United Kingdom. So I spent the next 2 years in the UK in London. And once I completed my A-levels, I then moved on to Imperial College. Imperial College is also based in London, and it's currently ranked as the 9th university in the world. While there, I did an undergraduate in biochemistry. So like Diana mentioned, the degrees in the UK will usually last 3 years, but you have the option of doing either a year in industry, doing a year studying abroad, or for some institutions, they'll offer you the opportunity to do 1 more year so that instead of finishing with a BSc, you can complete your course with a master's degree. But in my case, I chose to finish at Imperial after the 3 years. So I graduated with a BSc. And then I moved on to UCL to do a master's in drug discovery and development. The course at UCL takes, well, actually all masters in the UK take 1 year, but the actual studying time is about 9 months once you factor in the holidays and stuff. And from there, I graduated with the master's in drug discovery and development, which is essentially looking at how pharmaceutical companies discover the medicines that we use and then develop them into a form that's actually safe for us to take in. And the project I did during my master's project was really exciting for me, and it's what inspired me to do the PhD. So I continued my PhD in the pharmaceutical field. And my PhD is specifically looking at how we can make the medicines that we use safer in the body so that we can get more of the benefits, but with less of the side effects. So as Diana mentioned, in Exeter, they offer a lot of entrepreneurship opportunities, and it's similar in both Imperial and UCL. But for Imperial and UCL, you don't have to do it at the end of your course. You can, if you have a great business idea, you can go to the Imperial Business Hub or the UCL Business Hub straight from when you join, and you pitch them your idea. And if they feel it has potential, They'll offer you the support that you need and help you grow the business throughout the process. Also, the life in London, being the capital of the world, there's a lot of opportunities, whether it's extracurriculars, traveling, networking. And I think that was one of the biggest selling points for me, especially coming from Africa. I think one of the main things that I've been able to gain during my time in London is exposure to cutting edge science, exposure to the new technology, and opportunities to network. I've been able to meet people from all over the world during my time here. And those connections are invaluable, especially as you begin making the transition towards a full-time job. An additional benefit of studying abroad is the growth and maturity that you gain as an individual, because it's the first time you don't have the safety net of your parents. So you have to figure out how to do things for your own, do things on time. And because of the added responsibility you have, you really do mature quickly as a person. With regards to advice, I would say studying abroad, especially coming from Africa, is a very significant financial undertaking, and it requires very good planning by both the parents and the students before they begin the journey. One drawback about studying in the UK is that there are not that many scholarships available for undergraduate students. And even where they're available, they only offer a very limited amount of funding towards the course. So like Diana said, in Exeter, the maximum is 3,000, but you might find that the minimum undergraduate fees for an international student could be about 15,000. So although the 3,000 helps, it doesn't really make a dent in the overall amount that you need to pay. Also, when choosing the university, you should choose your university quite carefully, especially because of what's happening with the coronavirus. A lot of universities are going through significant financial hardships because of the coronavirus. And the government have said that they might end up shutting down some of them. And you would hate to be in a position where you've started a course and your university gets shut down midway through your course. So it's important to do your research on your university, check the rankings, check the past student experiences, and speak to people who've been there just to find out what you'd be getting into. And also, when you pick what you would like to study, it's important to look for gaps in the market in your home country. Try and find areas that actually need particular skills and try and tailor your choice, of course, to that situation, because if you pick a course that's already overrepresented, then when you go back home, it'll be difficult for you to get a job, and it'll mean that the potential for you to recoup the investment you've made on your education is going to be limited as a result. And finally, it's important for you to be very clear in your mind the main reason for you wanting to study abroad. So specifically for Kenyan students, there was a recent report that came out earlier this month called The State of Graduate Employability in Kenya. And it was showing that the employability gap between students who studied abroad and those who studied in the studied abroad and those who studied in Kenya, sorry. The employability gap is narrowing, and employers aren't showing too much preference just because you studied abroad. So if the only reason for you wanting to study abroad is for the education, then you might not be able to realize all the benefits that you hoped for. So there should be more than just the education. You should want to pursue more growth beyond the education, so that the investment can be worth it for you. And if you
Okay,
have,
Tony, thank you very much.
thank you.
I mean, it was a great inspirational talk, sharing your journey with us, and very good tips for the students who are thinking of coming to study in the UK, especially not studying for the sake of education, but considering all benefits that you are going to receive when you complete your study. Okay, as you see on the screen, please send us your questions on the chat room on Zoom and YouTube. Our admin is collecting these questions, and we will hopefully be able to answer as many as possible at the end of the program. Now, how are we doing so far? I hope you are benefiting from the presentations and enjoying our webinar. Now, our Study UK consultant, Mr. Umit Örnek, will cover very important information for you if you are thinking about making an application to a UK university.
Hello, everyone.
Umit, welcome.
Hello. I hope you can hear me fine.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay. Let me introduce myself very quickly. I am the local admission representative for the UK of Cognita. In the past years, I have had a chance to come and visit most of your schools, do presentations. Some of you might remember me from there. So basically, when you're intended to come to UK especially, you go and seek help from your local Cognita representatives, your college council teachers, and I work in cooperation with them to make your applications and get your offers from many UK universities, which you will be seeing in the following pages. Let's carry on. Okay, so I would like to touch some unique advantages of United Kingdom compared to some other countries, and also benefits. So basically, when you come and do your degree in the UK, you are assured that you will be having a very high quality education. And because UK has so many top universities in the world, that's why all the universities are competing with each other, and the research and education quality is really good in almost all of the universities, but of course some of them stands out. And also, when you have a degree from the United Kingdom, it's almost globally recognized in any country in the world. So you won't be having additional exams, trainings to make your profession. If you go back to your country, it's probably going to be valid straight away. So in the UK, you will have the chance to make a good number of friends from many different countries around the world. In the UK, international student numbers are really good in the universities. So when you come and do your degree here, you're not only going to have a British friends, but you will have a chance to develop a good global network by the end of your studies. So you will have friends from Asia, Africa, America, Europe, from everywhere, basically. And it is going to be really important in your future professional life, based on the profession you are going to be doing. And also, you, as well as a good education, you will have a chance to get a good life experience in the UK. Because how you can do it when you're studying in the UK, I will touch this in the later pages in detail, but you will be given a chance to also work part-time, and you can also do a placement here. So you will have a chance to study your degree, work in different jobs while you're students as part-time, or even we will be able to work in the area you are studying in several companies which your universities will help you about with the placements. And when you finish your degree in the UK, as some of your friends mentioned before, and now they brought back the 2-year post-study work visa possibility. So what you can do when you finish your studies, you don't have to go back. You can extend your visa for 2 more years, and you can work in companies for, full-time in your area, and you will be able to extend your work permit with different routes even after that. And also UK is located very conveniently from Africa compared to some other popular English speaking destinations such as America, Canada, Australia. The flight durations are shorter, flight costs are usually cheaper compared to those other destinations. And also UK is located in Europe, and students are easily able to get Schengen visas and go visit France, Germany, Holland, Belgium, and some other countries with ease. You can take a train from London to go to France and Belgium and Holland. It's very easy, it's cost effective, and you will have a chance to go and visit many countries while you're studying here. So I will briefly mention about the education route here in the UK. Some of you students are doing some international system qualifications there, such as Cambridge system, and basically any student studying GCSE and A levels in the UK are able to progress to many bachelor's degrees from the first year. Depends on their marks and the subjects that they have studied. And also, even if you have studied an international qualification back in your country, for most of the bachelor's degrees in the UK, you would be able to start from the first year of your bachelor's degree, which usually takes about 3 years. But in some cases, if you are doing a placement year, your degree can take 4 years. Or some engineering degrees, you get your degree including your master's qualification, so they can take 4 years as well. But 90% of the time, students will be spending 3 years for their degrees. But even if you're coming from an international qualification, such as A levels, if your marks are not good enough, or if your subjects are not related to the degree that you want to progress to in the UK, you may be asked to do 1-year foundation program. And also this foundation program, I would like to touch here a little bit more. It's also applicable to some students who would like to come to UK but studied local curriculum in their countries. For example, in Tanzania, if you are doing a local curriculum, still, if you did good on your lessons and if you did good on the university entry examination, we will be able to help you get an offer from the first year of the universities, or most cases in many different universities, but depends on the university you would like to go, and depends on the subject you want to do, and depends on your marks. You may need to do this 1-year foundation program as well. This 1-year foundation program is optional. So even if you are able to start from the first year, if you are concerned about jumping into the university system unprepared, if you're worried, this foundation year is still going to be optional. And if you want, you can take this one. And this foundation year entry requirements usually slightly lower in terms of English requirements. So, for example, for bachelor's degrees, you need to get IELTS 5.5 to 6.5, depends on the university. But for foundation, we can easily find you options if your English is not good enough or is slightly lower. You can start from foundation year. And after that, if you do your degree in the UK, you progress to master's degree directly, and it takes only 1 year. And UK offers good, unique advantages to those other countries that I mentioned before, because in most countries, the bachelor degree takes 4 years, but in the UK, the standard duration is 3 years. So it saves you 1 year of time, 1 year of tuition fees, and 1 year of living expenses. And for master's degree, it continues. Like in most countries, it takes 2 years to complete a master's degree, but you can easily finish your master's degree in 12 months in the United Kingdom. And after master's degree, if you want to do your PhD like Anthony did, master's degrees usually takes about minimum 3 years to complete in the United Kingdom. And also I would like to stress here that the usual bachelor degree annual tuition fees starts from 13 to 14,000 pounds in the United Kingdom. And it's similar tuition fees for master's degrees as well. But the fees can go up higher, depends on your subject. And the more reputable the university goes, for example, Exeter is around 18,000 pounds, so you are likely to pay slightly lower. But it doesn't go too much higher. I think it's about between 14 to 20,000 pounds most of the universities, so not too much difference. Here in this table, you can see most of the universities that we have links with as Cognita, that we can help you get offers and placements. The ones highlighted in red are the universities in the top 200, 250, based on Times Higher Education and QS ranking tables. So these universities, we have direct relationships, like with Exeter, Diana, our usual point of contact to get offers very quickly and easily for our students, which is in the top 115 globally, basically. And depends on your qualification and rank grades. We are able to get you start from the first year of your university studies in most of these universities, but in some cases, as I mentioned before, you may need to do a foundation year as well, but that would still make it totally not more than 4 years. So I will leave the list a little bit longer, so if you would like to browse a little bit more, but as I said, there are universities like Exeter, Liverpool, Leeds, Sussex, Surrey, Durham, York, and Queen Mary, many good universities. Okay, in this page, I would like to quickly summarize what documents you would be needing for making your university applications. Your teachers usually helps us with some of these documents, such as school qualifications and transcripts, but many of these documents we will ask you to prepare and bring them to your college counselors as soon as possible, so we can make your applications early, and also you won't be missing the scholarship possibilities like Diana mentioned. Basically, for applications, what you need, very simple few documents. We will need your passport copy. We will need your, if you haven't graduated, we will need your latest transcripts. But if you have finished your school and if you have taken the university entry exams, we will ask for your diplomas and also like university entry exams as well, like 𝗏, etc. We need your CV with very basic, with your contact details and also your education history. And most of the universities will also ask you to write a personal statement. It's like a one-page writing about yourself, what you have done in the past, what subject you want to do in the future. It's a very brief. You can find good samples online, and even your teachers can provide you some good samples so you can have an idea about what to write. And we also, many universities, we will need one academic reference letter, which again, your teachers, your local Cognita representatives and college counselors will be able to assist with. And for UK, you need to prove your English level to school and to visa officers as well. That's why the schools will be asking you to provide an IELTS UKVI. Universities will ask you to provide IELTS UKVI, usually about IELTS 6 to 6.5 for bachelor degrees. But there are some other alternatives, like if you are doing an international qualification and your IGCSE English as a first language subject, if you have a pass mark from that, like C or 4 or more, in some cases, some universities ask for 5, and there's also an alternative Pearson PTE test that is accepted by universities and the visa officers as well. And if basically in order to start your applications, we just need your passport, contact details, and academic documents. You can get your IELTS reference and personal statement even after we get your offers. And in the next page, I will quickly summarize what documents you will probably need for visa application. For United Kingdom visa application, you are not going to be alone. We will help you filling your application form, checking it, checking your documents, make sure that you have your visa safely. None of your friends who we helped in the past have been refused for visa. If you follow the steps and they put the documents correctly, there's almost no risk of refusal. So it is very based on it's a reasonable visa. You don't get refused like some other countries that easily, like the United States. For visa, you need your passport copy, and you need to prove your English qualification, English language proof. Basically, it's either IELTS or Pearson or IGCSE or A-level English, one of these. So you will, when you get accepted by the university, you will receive a CAS letter. With this CAS letter means it's a visa letter, and on it, it will mention based on what qualifications you have been accepted at program, and you will need to provide those education qualifications with your visa application as well. For example, if you did A-levels, and on your CAS, it will state what A-levels have you done, and also you will need to put those A-level certificates originals with your visa applications. So you need to be careful about that. And for UK, you will need to keep certain amount of money in a bank account belonging to one of your parents or yourself, and this amount usually equivalent to your 1 year tuition fees and 1 year living expenses combined. We will help you with the details later on, but basically it's going to be around 20 to 25,000 pounds. You will need to keep in your bank account for a month without letting it getting any lower, and it will be enough for most of the universities. When you keep this money and get a bank statement and we approve it, you don't need to keep the money there any longer. So you are not paying it anywhere, just keeping it one of your parents or your account. And if you are using your parents' bank account, you will need to provide a birth certificate to prove your relationship with them. And you will also need a financial consent letter from your parents that you are able to use their funds for your studies. But if you're using your own bank account, you don't need this birth certificate and financial consent letter from your parent. And if you have a government scholar sponsorship, instead of these bank certificates, bank statement and sponsor letter, you just put your government sponsorship letter there. And last document you will need to provide, because most of you are from West African countries, and for all of you this is applicable, you will need to get a tuberculosis certificate from one of the recognized health centers in your countries. You can find the details on your visa forms, and you can also find the details on 𝗪𝗏.uk web page, and we will be able to give you the links for the certain centers. Okay, I would like to mention here healthcare and work permit. For UK, as I mentioned before, you will have 20 hours per week part-time work permit. So what you can do, you can work and study at the same time. We don't recommend that you seek a job opportunity as soon as you arrive here, because you need to come and adapt to the system, get used to your timetable, lessons, doing your essays, exams, and everything. Maybe from the second year, or if you're really willing to work, maybe the second or third term of your first year, you can seek some part-time job opportunities if you like. And when if it's a school holiday, I mean, there are a lot of school holidays in the UK, like Christmas break, Easter break, and summer break, minimum 2-3 weeks, and summer break is longer. You will be able to work full-time. So if you don't want to go back to your country in the summer and do some work experience and earn some little amount of money, you will be able to work full-time during school holidays. But I must warn you, this work is not going to be able to fund your studies or living expenses completely. This is just, it's good for work experience, and you can cover some of your living expenses by this way, probably. So you will need to be able to cover your full fees before coming here. So don't depend on your work permit, please. You will be disappointed. And our work pay is in the UK is around £7-8, depends on your age and location. And for healthcare, I mean, healthcare is free here. So you will register with a GP, you will local doctor's surgery. You will be able to go and visit them whenever you have a complaint. Some universities have GPs in their campuses, but they're widely available. So if you are living outside of campus, you will find GPs very close by, walking distance probably. And so if you go to your GP or to the hospitals for emergency, you don't pay anything. And medication is free. You just pay a small amount of prescription charge. And also, but it used to be free completely, but now during your visa application, you'll need to pay a small health surcharge so you can get free healthcare in the UK. It is about £300 a year at the moment. So if you are applying for a 3-year visa, you will pay your visa fees, and you will also pay about £900 health surcharge for all 3 years. But this will cover you completely. So even if you have a big operation, you're not going to pay anything. So this is compared to what you will be getting in return, it is almost nothing. Let me carry on. So basically, I am finishing my presentation here. I showed you all the university options. We told you that you will be able to start to many degrees, many universities from the first year. But if you need to do a foundation year, you will be able to still go to good universities, even if your marks are not good enough, or if you haven't done an international qualification, you will be able to go to many good universities, and we will help you with that. So how we will help you?
Mr. Örnek, I will have to cut you here because I think we have only 15 minutes left, and
Okay.
we have a lot of questions. So
Yeah.
you'll be able to answer some of the questions at the end. And probably you'll be one of the person who are getting most of the questions. So if you don't mind, I would like to move on to Ethel now.
Yeah, I'm finished already.
For this valuable information. And now I would like to invite Ethel Leonard. She has studied her undergraduate course at University of Salford in Manchester, and now doing her master's degree in University of Birmingham. So she can share her experience by comparing the 2 major universities and cities in the UK. Ethel, we are with you.
All right, hello everybody. Just trying to get my PowerPoint up. Can everybody hear me?
Yep. Yeah.
Great. Just a second, sorry. So as Mr. Hakan said, my name is Ethel 𝗪𝗪𝗪, and I did my undergraduate degree at the University of Salford, which is in Manchester. I did my undergraduate degree in civil engineering, and as you can see from the pictures there, you can see a couple of the university buildings, as well as the campus at the bottom. And what I love the most about this university is that it has wonderful facilities. It had very engaging clubs and societies. It has a very nice multicultural environment in the sense of it's very inclusive. And the course that I did is very engaging as well. The teachers and the students really came together, and I had a really great time. And from Umit's presentation, I just realized that it's part of Cognita Partner University. So I think they can also help in the application for that. Here are a couple of pictures in my undergraduate degree. Like I said, most of it is mostly engineering because that is what I did. And but there are a range of other courses that you can find on the university website. They specialize in engineering, business school. They have a really great media school as well. which is great for design and digital marketing and stuff like that, if that is what you're interested in. What I like the most about the university as well is that it was located in one of my favorite cities, which is Manchester. And the city has wonderful links. You can walk to most of the places. There are great links in public transport, which is very good if you're a student because that saves on your expenses. There's plenty to do at the city as well. And I put down Old Trafford Stadium because that's Manchester United and that's my favorite team. But the Etihad Stadium is there as well. And like I said, there is a lot to do in Manchester. So apart from studies, you can find a balance, a study-life balance. Yeah, and next, just trying to move on to the next slide. Yeah, so after I graduated my undergraduate degree, I then went to the, where I am now at the University of Birmingham. And as you can see from the picture, this is what the campus looks like. And I'm currently doing a master's in civil engineering and management. So the University of Birmingham also has a really wide range of courses. And one of their strongholds is the fact that they have a lot of research facilities and learning facilities as well. It is a member of the Russell Group Universities. That means that it is a well-renowned and known university. And once again, it has very engaging courses. As you can see, this is, I think, one of the last times that we met with with my classmates before coronavirus. And once again, what I like about this university is that the environment is very multicultural and inclusive, which is great because it gives you a sense and peace of mind as you're studying. So you can focus on your studies and still build a global connection and relationship with other students. There are plenty of societies and clubs, and I'm a big advocate for that because I believe that you have to find a balance between your education and your hobbies and other things that you like to do. And as a matter of fact, that also gives you some kind of advantage if you're doing a couple of things at the same time. Currently, the University of Birmingham has an online open day, which I would suggest that you should take advantage of that. You'll be able to see the facilities and what they're doing online, so you can access that from anywhere. All you have to do is just go to the website and you'll be able to take part in the online open day if you sign up for that.
Okay, Ethel, thank you very much.
Right.
I can see our lovely picture.
Yes, there it is.
From our Costa Cafe meeting in Birmingham.
Right.
With some of the alumni from East Africa. Thank you very much. Now, finally, let's go to further north to Scotland. We have traveled from Portsmouth, from the south to now the north, and we will hear from James about University of Dundee. James is from Uganda. James, when you're ready, you can share your slides with us. Okay, we're with you. James, can you please unmute yourself? Unmute your mic. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Otherwise, hope everyone is good. My name is James Thomas Senfuma. I'm from Uganda. I did my undergraduate from Makerere University, and now I'm doing my master's at the University of Dundee. That is a master's in social research methods. Of course, when you talk about the University of Dundee, it's located in Scotland and it's one of the public research universities. It's known for its good work in research in the social sciences as well as the natural sciences, especially in line with medicine. And of recent, I think the students graduated even before the actual time in order to help in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic, which was really nice. Of course, it was ranked as the University of the Year, as you can see in the Times and the Good University Guide, but also ranked 4th for the student satisfaction in the UK National Student Survey, Of course, it has a wide range of disciplines or programs within the 10 schools, that is School of Business, Dentistry, Education, Social Work, Humanities, and others. So of course, there are over 100 post and undergraduate programs. Of course, living in Dundee is really nice. It's one of the cheapest places to live in within the UK, but also Scotland. It's relatively cheap as compared to other cities. Of course, for the undergraduate programs, you would pay about close to £2,000 per year. Of course, this varies depending on the program that you are doing. But of course, it's also important to note that there is many students from other countries within the different continents, which exposes you to interact with a wide range of people. That's the international community. When we talk about the student accommodation within the university, of course, it would range between £7,000 to £8,000 and utilities inclusive, like the electric bills and others. However, private accommodation is relatively cheap. It would range between £300 to £500, excluding the utilities. But of course, it would cost you around maybe £6,000 probably per month to cater for everything. Then, of course, some of the important things in Dundee, we have the Skills Hub, which offers the Academic Skills Center to help you with your academics in terms of research. We also have the Career Services to help you, maybe guide you on what to do next, especially after undergrad. How can you apply? Because you can also apply to other universities within the UK. Of course, when we talk about campus life, they have some of the world-class teaching facilities, computers, online services, access to good internet, because when the lockdown measures were implemented, we continued to study online, which was really nice and vital for us to complete. Of course, it has over 195 societies in line with academic, culture, hobbies, social. It's really important to balance academics, but also the social aspect, because it's really important. We also have a students' union, which offers a wide range of support to students, especially when, say, you have complaints, they can always help you out. Then, of course, multiple sports activities or facilities which you can engage into, but also they offer student support in line with counseling, which is really important, especially for students who come from different countries like Africa, where I come from. They might say be affected with culture shock, so they can help you to offer guidance and counseling. Then, of course, Scotland, why it's nice, of course, some of the important things you wouldn't want to miss out in Scotland, of course, Edinburgh, which is the capital, but also Glasgow, which is the largest city. It's the largest city, but Edinburgh is the capital city. Of course, sports activities, Scotland is known for football, cricket, rugby. Also have the Highland Games, actually where the Queen always attends. Then, of course, various water bodies talk about the North and Irish Sea, Atlantic Ocean, Tay River, of course, and several lakes. But also Edinburgh Castle, which is one of the oldest castles within Europe. Of course, why study in the UK? Of course, it's really important for networking purposes, as already mentioned by some members. Of course, because of the global community, you're able to network so that even after your education, you're able to seek for employment opportunities as well, which is really important. And this one has really been explained very well. So you can seek for employment opportunities after studying, but also when studying, it's really possible for you to work at the same time studying, although this is challenging. Then, of course, high quality education within the UK. Of course, even Dundee, they provide good quality education, but also the opportunities for further education, and not only in Scotland, but other universities in Scotland. Of course, that's it. That's what some of the photos are. And of course, we met with Mr. Hakan. That was in London. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, James. James visited us in London, actually, just before the New Year's Day. I think he went down to River Thames to enjoy the firework on that night. He was so great. So, so far we have covered many universities from the south of England to the Scotland. We are going to now take some questions from our viewers. As you see, we have almost used our time given for the webinar, but please stay with us and be patient for another 10-15 minutes so we can cover these questions that we have received from you from the YouTube and Zoom channels. Now, I will start asking the questions to the relevant people, and hopefully I would like our speakers to give their answers simply very short, because we have similar questions coming up, and we will be able to answer some of the questions like that. Okay, the first question from our viewers is, what are the qualifications for one to qualify for a full scholarship in UK? Is there anyone from our speakers who want to take this question?
Yeah, I can go ahead if you like.
Yes, Diana.
So when it comes to a full scholarship in the UK, to be honest, it doesn't happen very often that you would be issued a full scholarship. The US, in comparison, they love scholarships a lot more, and they issue very high scholarships. But in the UK, typically, you know, I'd say they would only issue maximum 50% to very high achieving students. So if you are thinking of studying in the UK and in a good higher ranked university, you know, the maximum probably you can look at is like £3,000, £4,000, £5,000. And then you also have to consider the visa aspect of things, which Umit mentioned. You have to show that you've saved enough money for your cost of living as well, and your tuition fees. You have to have that money for a period of 1 month. So there's really a lot of things that you have to take into consideration when you want to prepare to study in the UK.
Thank you very much. I know that there are some scholarships available from the countries you're coming from, and one of our alumni in the UK from Uganda, 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏, has raised his hand. So I would like to give him a few seconds. 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏, if you can talk about maybe the scholarship you got.
Thank you so much. Personally, I'm at Branier University, London, and I'm a Commonwealth scholar. The Commonwealth Scholarship Commission provides scholarship opportunities to students from Africa and Asia, from the least developed countries. And these are full scholarships. They cover your tuition, your maintenance, the flights, the visa applications, and the healthcare. We have the Commonwealth Shared Scholarships, whereby a student can apply to more than 20 universities at the same time. So that increases your chances. We have the Commonwealth General Scholarships, where you are nominated by your countries of origin. We have the Commonwealth PhD Scholarships, where you study for 3 years on a full scholarship. So you can't just go on Google and type in Commonwealth scholarships. You will go onto the page of the Commonwealth Commission and you'll be able to see all these scholarships. All you need is to have good academic records, a good motivation letter, the English tests, and your passport. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim. It was very good. Hopefully some of our viewers can apply for that scholarship. Okay, I'm going to my next question now is, how can we transition from 844 high schools directly to universities in the UK? I think 844 is the system in Kenya, as far as I know, or maybe in other East African countries. The local system, they do it was a 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏 or something like that called. I know the term because when I visited Kenya, I think. So when you finish your 844 studies, using your transcripts from your schools, you can apply directly to a year 1 program of universities. provided that you have a good result from your A-level exams. I know that you have your exams in November, so the early you make your application is better. So we can get maybe conditional offers or even sometimes firm offers before even you get your results in December, based on the predictions or pending results from the schools you are studying at. So yes, you can do your transition to a year one of a university in the UK if you're studying in a local system in one of the East African countries. The next question is, what is the minimum GPA to get admission? Mr. Umit, maybe you can take this question.
Yeah, and I would like to also add to your previous explanation that if you are finishing not in the summer but in like November in like some other countries, you don't need to, because the usual intake is in the UK September, you don't need to wait 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 months to start your degree. In many of the universities, there are like January intake options. So without wasting a long time, you can finish in November and still will be able to come and start your degree and in the UK in January, which will save you 1 year actually. And for the next year, in terms of the higher the ranking of university, the higher the expectation. But usually the UK universities are not too demanding. So if you have good pass marks on your high school, and if you are doing international system, if you have like 3 passes from your A levels, but obviously B's and A's are desirable. But even if you have like C's, in some cases even 2C, 1D, and the new system like 5, 6, it's usually enough for many universities. And if you're doing a local system, if you get like good pass average marks, it will be enough. And also you will be asked to provide your 𝗪𝗂 or 𝗦𝘂𝗂𝗋 kind of university examination results on most cases as well. But it's not too demanding for UK entry.
Okay, thank you very much. After completing 𝗪𝗂𝗂𝗋 or O levels, so if you haven't done A levels but just finished your GCSEs, what are the options, Mr. Örnek?
I mean, if you're not finishing A levels in your country, you will be able to come and start your degree on many universities in the UK. But you will be asked to provide at least 5 IGCSE pass marks. So if you have 5 IGCSE pass marks, you can come to UK, but you will need to do 1-year foundation program. So it's going to make your degree duration for 4 years. But yes, it is still possible to come and start here with IGCSEs and O levels, but we will still ask you to provide your results and everything.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to the next question. Okay, what does being an ambassador mean? This question is to Diana, to University of Exeter.
Hi, thank you for the question. It's a very good one. So an ambassador means being an ambassador for the university. So being kind of like a face of the university. So if there's a group of, let's say, students coming to visit the university, you would show them around and you would act as an ambassador for the university. You could do some extra activities like marketing activities, that you could set up an Instagram page and look after some of the marketing aspects. So there's various different levels of being an ambassador. Basically means helping out the university and being a face of the university for other students wanting to come to study at Exeter.
And actually, we have a good example of being ambassador of some universities today, with our student representatives joining and giving us information and marketing their universities. The next question is, if anyone has 3 C's IGCSE subjects, may he or she get admission? I think this question has been answered. If you are trying to join direct from IGCSEs, generally you're expected to have 5 pass from IGCSEs, but there are courses in the UK, and also there is always an alternative. I think you can, I think you can get a foundation degree, a foundation program to access to a university, even if you have 4 Cs of IGCSEs, and obviously 2 Cs from AS or A level, in addition to IGCSEs will matter, will make it even easier. So with 2 A's and 4 IGCSEs, I think you will have chance to get admission to a year 1 program. But without the A levels, I think you're most likely to start with foundation year. So how much cost total of expense of a student, including tuition plus accommodation plus other expenses? I'll take this question. I think this will vary from where you are studying and also what subject you are studying at. But Mr. Umit has given an indication of tuition fees between 14K to 20K in different universities. So when you apply, we can give you the whole list of all the tuition fees of the universities, but other maintenance costs, including accommodation and travel and food expenses. If you are studying in a major city like London, Manchester, Birmingham, these would be higher, average about £1,000 maybe per month. But if you're studying in like Wales, like in Cardiff or in Scotland, probably could be all right around £800 a month for the other expenses. Is there a challenge to study in the UK? Were the presenters ever faced with a challenge? If any, what are the recommendations to someone who is considering studying in the UK? There is a similar question to Anthony. What were the difficulties he faced at his first time there? So if any of our student representatives want to take this question, any challenge, or Anthony, if Anthony would like to answer this question, please.
Sure, I'll take the question. Because I came to the UK when I was quite young, I moved over when I was 16. I think the most challenging part was learning to be away from my family and just adjusting to that. I was fortunate because the community I was living in was very friendly, so it was easy to make friends and settle in. But of course, in the beginning, there's always that homesickness. But once you make your own community of friends here in the UK, it then becomes a little bit easier to manage and get on with life as usual.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any scholarships for medicine? As far as I am aware, I haven't heard any scholarship for medicine. Medicine is one of the most expensive subjects to study in the UK. If anyone wants to add anything on this question, Mr. Örnek, are you aware of any scholarship for medicine?
I mean, for medicine, you will need to apply a lot earlier, but around 1 year earlier before you come here. So if you are doing A levels before you start your second year around October, you need to apply very early. You need to have like chemistry, biology, and mathematics as A level subjects, and also this fee range we mentioned between 14 to 20 doesn't apply to medicine and some other subjects like dentistry, and because these are extremely limited availability and very competitive, and medicine usually costs about £40,000 a year in the UK and takes 5 years to complete. And as far as I know, because there are many demands, universities are not usually offering scholarships for medicine. But if you are doing well in the university, you are doing exceptionally well in your studies in your second year, third year, I'm sure that you will be able to find some academic excellence scholarship within the university. And also in the next years, I believe you start doing work experience in the hospitals, which you are getting paid for too. So,
Okay.
but yeah, as a scholarship, it's not generally available. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm going to the next question now. So what were the difficulties? Okay, we covered this question. How did COVID-19 affect the universities and September admission process? There is another question. If I get admission for September 2020 intake, will I start my university in September? Does anyone want to, I mean, maybe one of our student representatives can share their experience, how COVID-19 has affected their studies shortly. And if Diana or Umit wants to make a comment about starting the university in September 2020 under these current conditions. Any of the students representatives, do you want to share your experience? How is studying during COVID-19?
Sure, I'll take the question.
Okay.
So my course is a little bit different because it's a PhD, so a lot of it is independent study, but from seeing what's happening with the other courses, a lot of it has been shifted to online learning for both the classes and for the examinations. And at the moment, a lot of universities are talking of potentially continuing with the online learning beyond September and possibly into early next year. I think I saw an article specifically with regards to Cambridge University, and they were saying for 2021, they would just continue with online learning because we don't know how long the social distancing will need to go on for. So that would just be the safest approach for the students and also for the teachers.
This week in the UK, the government has eased the lockdown restrictions slightly. And I think in the coming days, maybe in June, it will become more clear how this is going to affect the international students starting their courses in September. But the universities are well prepared to offer alternative ways of teaching and study. And if you have already made an application to a university and got your offers, I'm sure you're going to receive some information from those universities guiding you what will be the form of study soon if they haven't done yet. But I'm sure that you won't lose any of your rights if you have got an offer from the universities. The case might be that you start your course online I mean, if the COVID-19 effects is still relevant, visible, but if everything is back to normal in September, hopefully we will welcome you in the UK. A specific question to Salim for University of South Wales. Does the university have, does the university that Salim presented has basketball? Salim, do you play basketball in your university? Okay, I'm not sure whether Salim is still with us, but there is a similar question. Is there any support? Is there any sport universities? Which one is offering basketball, volleyball skills? Any one of the students want to take this question, or Diana maybe, about the sport facilities or sport courses? I'm not sure whether this question referred to a university specialized in sports in relation to the courses or the facilities. If it's the facilities, I'm sure that all universities have fantastic sports facilities. I mean, I've been to University of Exeter campus. They have great facilities there. and I mean, many universities in the UK. But specifically, if anyone wants to answer this question, please.
I mean, what can I add here? If he's talking about degree programs focusing on sports, many universities has like sports coaching and management kind of degree programs, sports education and sports coaching. So these takes you to a different roads of becoming a sports professional in the basketball, volleyball, or football areas. But to previous question, I had students who were seeking some universities with good basketball teams, and I've checked like almost, not all, but most of the universities have good basketball teams that playing like semi-professionally between university leagues, etc. So basketball teams available in many universities, yes.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, what is the least annual fee to expect anywhere in the UK? I think we covered this is around 13, 14K. Can someone apply for citizenship as he/she studies in the UK? And no, for students actually to become a UK citizen, you should have studied or stayed in the UK for other reasons at least 10 days before you can apply for citizenships. Obviously, if you don't have other reasons like a family member, maybe who is resident or a parent. I know that some of our students from East Africa have dual nationalities. They have a UK passport as well, which makes things a little bit easier for them. Next question is IELTS, English Proficiency Exam, required for Kenyan, Ugandan, Tanzanian students to study in the UK? I think this was covered in Mr. Örnek's presentation, that this is part of UK visa application. We know that you all speak very well English, and the medium of instruction in schools is English, but still you will have to provide IELTS 𝗂𝗏𝗊𝗋 test result to get an admission from university or to apply for visa. Is that right, Mr. Örnek?
I mean, yeah, there are alternatives. If you did IGCSE English as a first language and also A-level English, and you have pass marks from these exams, you can be kept exempt from IELTS. And also IELTS 𝗂𝗏𝗊𝗋 is not available widely in every country, or not available every week. Now there is an alternative test such as Pearson, might be easier in the country. So if you are doing a local curriculum, don't have IGCSE or O-levels, you need to get IELTS 𝗂𝗏𝗊𝗋 or that Pearson PT.
Okay, thank you very much. We are very well over our time for the webinar. I would like to thank everyone who are joining. Actually, we have some other questions, but I can see that some of them have been covered. If you need to get answers to your specific questions, you can contact us through one of our branches wherever you are. I'll keep these contact details on the screen for a while, so you can note down, or you can just go online and search cognitaconsultancy.com, and you will see our contact details there as well. I would like to thank all of our viewers and our guests today, and I think this has been a very successful webinar about studying in the UK, and would like to meet you next week for another webinar. I think it is going to be about studying in India, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you very much, and I wish you all very safe and happy days coming. And if you are celebrating happy Eid tomorrow. Thank you very much. See you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hakan.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Hakan.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.